Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. Xinyu reports that JPMorgan Chase Chairman and CEO Jamie Dimon issued a stern warning in his annual letter to shareholders on Monday, highlighting the substantial risks the ongoing war with Iran poses to the U.S. economy. Dimon specifically cited the potential for significant and sustained oil and commodity price shocks, which could force a reshaping of global supply chains. These disruptions, he added, are likely to lead to stickier inflation and ultimately higher interest rates than financial markets currently anticipate. Beyond the immediate impact of the Iran conflict, the veteran banking executive also pointed to other top-tier challenges facing the economy. These include high levels of global sovereign deficits and debt, elevated asset prices coupled with low credit spreads, and persistent trade tensions. Dimon further noted that the U.S. economy has largely been buoyed by considerable government deficit spending and previous stimulus measures, while emphasizing the growing need for increased infrastructure expenditure. JPMorgan Chase reported revenues of $185.6 billion and a net income of $57 billion for 2025. Singapore's semiconductor manufacturing and healthcare sectors have not yet been directly impacted by the global helium shortage, according to CNA. The shortage, primarily driven by the Middle East conflict affecting key supplier Qatar, threatens supplies crucial for advanced chip production and MRI machines. The Ministry of Health reports secure supplies from diverse sources and is monitoring the volatile situation. Major chip makers in Singapore, like Micron Technology and UMC, also confirm normal operations, citing diversified sourcing and sufficient inventory. Experts warn that while current buffers mitigate immediate disruption, a prolonged shortage could lead to tighter supply, increased operating costs, and ultimately higher prices for consumers of electronics and AI-related products. Mitigation efforts include prioritizing helium use and improving recycling systems, but no true substitute exists for its critical applications. The sector remains resilient, but is wary of escalating or prolonged disruptions, primarily affecting costs. NHK reports that the Japanese government is currently arranging telephone talks between Prime Minister Takaichi and Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian. Prime Minister Takaichi informed lawmakers on Monday that preparations for top-level dialogue are underway, with officials exploring various approaches, and she is closely monitoring developments regarding a potential deal between Iran and the United States. Her primary objective is to directly urge Tehran to de-escalate the situation and ensure safe navigation through the Strait of Hormuz, which remains effectively closed. Separately, Foreign Minister Motegi Toshimitsu held talks with his Iranian counterpart, Abbas Araghchi, on Monday night, conveying Japan's grave concern over the prolonged exchange of retaliatory attacks and urging Iran to engage sincerely in ongoing diplomatic efforts. Motegi also spoke with Pakistani Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar, thanking Pakistan for its mediation efforts between the United States and Iran, and expressing Japan's hope for closer collaboration. According to UPI, South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff announced the launch of its annual Hwarang exercise on Monday. These drills are designed to enhance integrated civil defense operations in rear areas during both peacetime and wartime. The exercise commenced in the Daegu and North Gyeongsang region and will continue through Thursday, before expanding to other areas including Jeju, Busan, Ulsan, Gangwon, North Jeolla, and North Chungcheong, running until November. Participants include local governments, police, fire authorities, and personnel responsible for critical national infrastructure. This year's focus includes response procedures for emergencies such as drone attacks targeting vital facilities like energy infrastructure, reflecting recent national defense discussions. The drills aim to improve coordination among regional defense units and ensure the protection of lives and property during crises. According to a report from the Epoch Times, General Frank McKenzie, former commander of the U.S. Central Command, stated on Sunday, April 5th, that the United States possesses the capability to reopen the Strait of Hormuz if it chooses to do so. This declaration followed President Trump's warning to Iran to promptly reopen the vital waterway, otherwise facing the destruction of its power plants and bridges. McKenzie indicated that ongoing operations are focused on weakening Iran's capacity to launch short-range rockets and missiles against military vessels, destroying its fast attack boats and clearing its mine stockpiles. He suggested that reopening the strait could be achieved through airstrikes and naval warfare, with ground forces potentially used for raids. McKenzie described the ongoing conflict as progressing very smoothly but anticipates escalation, expecting it to become increasingly difficult for Iran to launch missiles and rockets. Concurrently, 8 major OPEC plus oil-producing nations announced plans to increase daily output by 206,000 barrels starting next month, citing concerns over potential energy infrastructure attacks. Shipping data shows oil tankers and container vessels have successfully transited the strait since April 2nd. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.